Good morning. I hope everyone is doing well today. I was taking some vitamins, getting a cup of coffee here in my Fire Slice pizza mug. Going to give people 1 or 2 seconds to tune in here to today's show. Today's show entitled The Greatness Inside of You. Is there greatness inside of every one of us? I believe there is. Some of us just need ways to access it. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about what some leaders in this space in the personal development space have said about greatness, some of the things that I believe about greatness, things I have learned about greatness, and how to tap into that on the inside of each and every one of us today. On Midweek Motivation Live, people already tuning into the show. Hey, Pete, good to see you watching today. People liking and loving it, sharing online on Midweek Motivation Live, now on all major podcast platforms. Wherever you go to consume podcast content or watch motivational videos, you can find Midweek Motivation Live with Patrick Lee. You can also find us on YouTube. Go to the Midweek Motivation Live channel and you will see my lovely face on there, and you can subscribe to that channel. Please do. And click on the notifications bell as well whenever we upload a new episode. At least once a week, we upload new episodes on Wednesdays on YouTube as well. Like, love, share the show, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you go to consume your content, you can get Midweek Motivation Live. Now sponsored by Stellar. Stellar CBD and wellness products. Elevate your health with Stellar. Discover the path to holistic wellness with Stellar's premium CBD products crafted to elevate your well-being naturally. At Stellar, we offer a diverse selection tailored to your needs, from CBD-infused gummies and oils to topical salves, each designed to support your journey towards optimal health. I'll throw their graphic up here on the screen. This is straight from their website. Stellar products are meticulously crafted from 100% clean ingredients, ensuring you experience the therapeutic benefits of CBD combined with the purity of botanicals as well. Whether you're seeking relief, relaxation, or enhanced focus being key with many people, Stellar has you covered. Embrace holistic harmony for your body and mind, free from artificial additives. Everything in there is clean, pure products. They even cater to your furry friends, your fur babies, and furry family members with specially formulated pet products as well, promoting their health and happiness as well. Enjoy the convenience of a subscription service at Stellar and save 20%, ensuring your wellness journey remains uninterrupted. You can use my code, which is Patrick20, all caps, Patrick20, and you'll get 20% off all orders, not just your initial order, but all orders at Stellar. This is not a pyramid company. I'm not here to sponsor anybody, and you can't sponsor anybody, but you can definitely get a great discount on quality CBD and also mushroom products and other derived products, which are great. Visit getstellar.com today and take the first step towards a balanced, healthier you with Stellar, sponsoring Midweek Motivation Live. I love the products. I keep them around me at all times. These are Energy and Focus mushroom gummy. These have lion's mane mushrooms, B12, ginseng, a lot of other things. I also keep, this is a CBD cooling gel, and you can use this on joints, elbows, wrists, wherever you feel maybe a little neck pain, might need to have a headache. You need to rub some of that into the base of your neck on your forehead, and you'll be amazed at how much it helps you. Go to www.getstellar.com. Does it seem like I've done enough? Getstellar.com. Come on, people. Go to getstellar.com. Use the code Patrick20 to get 20% off all of your orders. I use it, and I think you should too. There you go. Now on with the show. Look at everyone watching. So many more people watching, liking, and loving everything. I love it. Let me get my proper overlay back up on my screen. There we go. Midweek Motivation Live, motivating you to success in every area of life. Many of you have talked with me in the past. Hello, Miss Gina. Hello, my brother Shane. Good to see all of y'all watching today as well. Many people struggle with this issue that we're talking about, and it is greatness. And that really it stems down to self doubt, maybe discouragement. We've gone through some disappointments in life, and people just don't really feel like they are experiencing greatness inside of themselves. They may have had a failure, perhaps a relationship failure, a moral failure, a business failure. And it could have been that maybe you got into a road rage incident and you really exposed a side of yourself that seldom comes out of you. And you start having these doubts. Am I really a great person? Am I really a good guy? Hello, Miss Marlene. You have greatness inside of you. Am I really a great person? Sometimes I don't feel like I am. Well, today on Midweek Motivation Live, that's what I want to talk to you about. I want to dive into this topic. It's going to shake you awake and remind you of who you really are, the greatness inside of you. You weren't born to be average. You weren't born to struggle through life without impact. There's something inside of each and every one of us, you included, a fire, a gift, maybe a calling that the world needs from you. Everything that we have inside of us is just sitting in there simmering, waiting to be brought out. And maybe we need to learn what some other people think about that, what they have to say about it. And certainly y'all want to know what Patrick Lee has to say about it. Well, I want to break this down into 5 key points today with wisdom from some of the greatest motivators of our time. I mention a lot of these frequently, and I'm going to throw in a couple of other ones today. I don't usually comment on Les Brown being one of my favorites, Tony Robbins, Brad Lee. If you ever go to YouTube or a podcast, you can watch Dropping Bombs with Brad Lee. We're not related. It's a different spelling of Lee. But an incredibly wise person, has interviewed some incredible people. Another one, David Goggins. I've mentioned David Goggins. I've read a lot of his stuff. I've seen him speak, and he's an incredible speaker. And he's got some very wise things to say about greatness and how to tap into that. And of course, finally, my favorite, Ed Mylett. We're going to talk about a few things that Ed Mylett says about greatness. But if you take these lessons and the things that they've said to heart, and maybe some of the things that I share with you to heart, I believe there's no limit to what you can achieve. Let's dive in. The number one point that I've alluded to at the beginning of the show. Hey, John, good to see you too. Did I just say that? Is that deja vu? Did I just say hi to John? John has entered the chat, and I love it. But the thing I talked about here at the very beginning is we've made mistakes. Maybe we've gone through some things where we showed a lesser side of ourselves, and we did not exhibit greatness in our life. Well, the number one point I want to start with today is your past does not define you. Your choices do. The things that we choose to do, the things that we choose to allow to come out of us, are the things that other people are allowed to see. And unfortunately, and I think that first and foremost, the most important point that I can make at the beginning of this, as we kick this off, is who you are inside is entirely different to people, maybe to who you think you are, and what you allow other people to see that you are. And the only way for other people to know how great you are inside is if you allow that to come out of you. Many people have greatness in them, and the actions that they take and the things that they say, the words they allow to come out of their mouth, paint an entirely different picture. I've heard this statement said before: who you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you say. The way you act, the way you carry yourself in public, the relationships you allow yourself to get into, the things that you do on the exterior are what define you, because those are what people can see. No man knows the heart of man but God and you. The only thing other people get to see are your actions. So while no man knows the heart of God, they can't judge the heart. No man can judge the heart, because you don't know my heart. But what we all tend to judge people on, or base our decisions about people on, are their actions, their track record. And one of the biggest lies people believe is this: their past determines their future. So if you have a track record of making poor choices, of making bad decisions, of allowing yourself to get into relationships with less than savory people. Those are the things that people see, and that's what causes them to develop the mindset about you that causes some of you to walk around with this big chip on your shoulder, a block that needs to be knocked off, because you think that people are judging you and they don't know you. How many of you have ever said that? You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know my past failures, my childhood struggles, or maybe the opportunities that I've let slip by that I've been mentally beating myself up over for years. You don't know me. But if you don't allow other people to see you or me, we continue to allow that history to control our thought process. And that way, in that thought process, our thoughts create our motions, which create our emotions, which causes our forward movement. So if we're moving forward with that thought process of a damaged person, or you don't know me, you think everyone's judging you, but you're creating your own reality because of this, right? Greatness comes from realizing that every single day you have a choice to be a better person, to become better, grow, get better, work on yourself. Les Brown puts it like this: other people's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Forgive yourself for your faults and your mistakes and move forward. That's one of the biggest things that I have had to do over the years. And I continue to work on that daily. Don't think Patrick Lee is an extrovert. I am not an extrovert. I am a natural introvert who has to learn to be extroverted to hopefully have some kind of an impact on my life, my income, my family's well being, and hopefully yours as well, right? I've had to learn to forgive a lot of things in my past that I have done to me and that other people have done to me. We've done entire shows on forgiveness and how important that is in your life. Your past is a lesson. It's not a life sentence. Okay. Brad Lee says it this way: the reason people fail is that they keep looking back instead of looking ahead. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect anyone else to believe in you either? Dave Goggins says it this way: a man who turned his traumatic past into unstoppable drive. He says, don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. David Goggins used to weigh over 300 pounds. He was a Navy SEAL, I think an Army Ranger. He had completed the highest level of training in multiple branches of the armed services. And then went on and lost weight. He was over 100 pounds overweight, and he decided to lose weight and run a 100-mile race, like in the desert, like the Death Valley of California. And he actually took that on and won. So he says, don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. You're in danger of living a life so comfortable you will die without realizing your true potential. Who wants to be living a life like that? Greatness doesn't come from what you were. It comes from what you decide to be today. That's pretty powerful. I've had many instances in my life where I could have quit, sat down, laid down, and just decided, I'm done. I think that was the final blow. I don't think I can move forward. I think I'll probably just go get a job sacking groceries somewhere or be the greeter at Walmart and just let life hand me what it wants to hand me. But I don't believe that that's good enough for me. I don't believe that's good enough for you. I believe that every one of us has greatness in us. Number two, the power of relentless action. A dream without action is just a fantasy. I used to have this written down on my refrigerator for years, and I used to write it on my bathroom mirror with a dry erase marker. And that one said, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Another great way to say this, right? If you have dreams and goals, you need to write them out. You need an action plan. If you don't, it's just fantasy. It's out there in the ether and it will never come to pass. The most successful people in the world have one thing in common: they move forward even when it's hard. And that's where the greatness happens. Tony Robbins says this: the path to success is to take massive determined action. How many of you ever watched Tony? And he says that a lot. Massive action. It's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. When you've been knocked down, when you've made a bad decision, when you've gone through this path of being less than great and you're self-reflecting, What are the things that you ask yourself? What are the decisions you make in those moments? Those decisions are going to be the ones that cause you to become great, to allow other people to see that you can bounce back from that. Ed Milet echoes this with his philosophy of one more. I think I've done a whole show on one more. I've sent the book out to multiple people, and I believe that he talks about the process of compound pounding, right? If you're doing 10 rep sets in the gym, do 11. If you're whatever it is, if you're making phone calls, if you're trying to do a catering, and instead of making enough for the catering, make more than enough so people can get an extra pan of lasagna or whatever it is, right? An extra pizza, an extra steak. If they want to go back for seconds, it's the power of one more. Don't just do what's required, do more, do one more than what's required. Greatness isn't achieved in a day, but in the daily decision to push just one more time. Your problem is not lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. That's another Ed Milet quote. That's one of the things that I battle with in my own mind, right? I do. Whenever I end up talking with someone as we're masterminding or we're problem solving, we usually come to the realization that many of the resources that we need are already around us. Most of the things that we already need to know are already inside of us, and we just aren't being resourceful. Resourceful is a pretty powerful word, isn't it? You know what it means? It means full of resources. Okay. And you and I are both full of resources. We just need to learn to tap into those. Brad Lee says it this way: most people wait for motivation, but the truth is, action creates motivation. We say it this way: motion creates emotion. If you don't feel like you're ready to do something, if you don't feel powerful or strongly about this decision, sometimes you just have to start acting on that decision anyway. And you will find that as you act on that, as you take motion, the emotion will then flood you. It will erupt from your spirit, and you will realize why you are doing what you chose to do, because action is a choice. If you want to be successful, do what successful people do daily, hourly, not just occasionally. Les Brown says it this way: you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Move now. The world rewards action takers, not slackers. Number 3, mastering your mindset. Your thoughts shape your life. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, the Bible says, right? Your mind is your greatest weapon or your worst enemy. What you think about yourself dictates what you'll achieve. The great people know how to master their minds before anything else. David Goggins quoted, "Mental toughness isn't something you're born with, it's something you train every day." You have to be willing to suffer to be something great. And I believe that that's true. And it doesn't mean always physical pain and suffering, but it can mean mental suffering. But if you know going to the gym is hard, but you go anyway, you'll eventually become great. If you know that learning to speak in public is very hard, you'll start small, but you'll eventually learn to start being a better speaker. It's suffering. The suffering isn't always, like I said, physical pain. Sometimes that suffering is the beating yourself up mentally because of a failure, right? And those failures are simply life's lessons. If we learn from it and we can grow from it, it's really not a failure. It's just a life lesson, right? Tony Robbins says, whatever you hold in your mind consistently is exactly what you'll experience in life. Stand guard at the door of your mind, or negativity will walk right in. Ed Milet says it this way: if you want to change your life, change the way you see yourself. Your mind is like a garden. You can plant flowers or you can plant weeds. Even if you decide to slack off and not even plant the flowers, trust me, the weeds will get in there too. I grew up gardening, and I posted the quote many times, which is kind of poignant based on this topic. That says, I would rather be a gardener, or I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war, because that warrior knows how to do both things. He knows how to plant, cultivate, and sow, but he also knows how to fight for what he believes in. But a gardener that only learns how to plant but never learns how to fight would not be as effective in a war. But this garden we're talking about, right, is the garden of our mind. It's the garden of our greatness. If we choose not to plant the right seeds, not to sow the right seeds, not to put in the crop of greatness, doubt, instability, pain and suffering, lack, poverty, depression, all of those things will take over the soil of your mind if you don't put the right things into it yourself. So you actually basically have to become that warrior, that tender, that gardener of that mind and put the right things in, or you will never get the right things out. Control your thoughts, train your mind daily, and your greatness will start there. Number 4, surrounding yourself with the right people. We've talked about the power of your top 5, your inner circle many times on the show. Show me your circle and I'll show you your future. Show me your friends and I'll predict your future. Many great people around me have sown this seed of wisdom into my life for years. The people around you either pull you up or they drag you down. If you find yourself in a hole with about 10 people and you want to be the person to climb out of the hole, trust me, if they're not your friends, if they're not for you, they're not going to help you get out of the hole. They're actually going to pull you back down into the hole because they don't want you to be any better than they are. So you have to learn how to surround yourself with people that are going to lift you up, that are going to pump you up, that are going to encourage you, remind you of how great you are. You cannot achieve greatness if you're surrounding yourself with small-minded, negative people. Many of you know over the last few years, as I preach this is my pulpit, the show right here, that if you continue to stay small, if you continue to have a mindset of defeat, if you never grow, if you never listen to anything I say and put it into action, we probably don't talk much anymore. And I'm not saying that to brag about me. I'm saying that about I want to pull everyone up and help them grow. But if they refuse to accept what I have to offer, they don't deserve to be in the circle around me. Brad Lee says it like this: if you hang around millionaires, you'll be a millionaire. If you hang around 5, you can be number 6. If you hang around 5 poor people, guess what? You either rise or fall to the level of your inner circle. People who doubt you're already behind you, don't let them catch you. Say that again. People who doubt you are already behind you. Don't let them catch you. Les Brown says it this way: birds of a feather flock together. If you run around with losers, you're going to end up a loser. That's his words, not mine. I'm not calling anyone a loser, but I would say that person will lose in life if they don't start to activate their mind and their actions to start growing. Don't let the losers who are behind you catch you. Otherwise, you just become part of that crowd, right? You need to align yourself with people who see greatness in you, even when you don't see it in yourself, and then take action on the things those people tell you. Tony Robbins stresses this so importantly. He says, proximity is power. Surround yourself with those who raise your standards, not lower them. Who you spend time with is who you become. It's plain and simple. It's a fact of life. Ed Milet encourages this way, and he says, get around people who make you feel uncomfortable, but in a good way. Those people stretch you and love you. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. Choose wisely. You can have all the willpower in the world. And one of the things that I used to say a lot years ago, and I read this when I was a teenager, many people have plenty of willpower. It's won't power that they lack. And you have to turn that around and start telling yourself, I won't hang out with those people. I won't go to the places that are going to bring me down. I won't take the actions in my life that are going to cause me to continue to live small. What I will do is develop my inner circle. I will hang around people that cause me to be uncomfortable in a good way. I will be around people that are smarter than me. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? Are the people around you helping you grow, or are they holding you back? That was key number 4. And then number 5, you were born for more. It's time to step up your game. How many of you have ever been told, hey, you need to up your game, brother? Come on. You need to up your game. At the end of the day, everything comes down to this. You weren't put on this earth to live a small, meaningless life. There's greatness inside of you. There's greatness inside of me. Wally Bressler has entered the chat saying, preach, Patrick, preach. Thank you, Wally. Wally is a great, great, great life coach. Great man. Wally, you've overcome so many things in your own life. I continue to follow you every day on Facebook and social media. I'm so proud of you. We weren't put on this earth to live the small, meaningless life. There's greatness in each of us. Les Brown says, you have greatness within you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Live life, a full life. Die with your tank on empty. Don't take your dreams to the graveyard. Man, how many of you have lost someone in your life that you said, man, they were so great, so great, and they have these huge funerals and everyone shows up and they mourn. I went to the funeral of a great friend this last year, Jay Purdue. Many of you that watch the show maybe knew Jay Purdue and the Purdue family. They patented Purdue Acoustics, which was the #1 acoustical panel in America and sold in multiple countries around the world. From right here in Amarillo, Texas, Jay was an eccentric man, very athletic man, tall business owner, leader, brilliant mind, drove people nuts with how smart he was. But at his funeral, we had his funeral at a church because the funeral home wouldn't hold the people. And when we went to this church, giant mega church, it was nearly standing room only because Jay lived such a great life. By his own admission, he drove people crazy, but he drove them crazy because he was always talking, always thinking, always sharing these great goals and plans. And people say, how in the world does he do this? Where does he come up with this? Where does he get the mind? What kind of thought processes, the energy? It's crazy. But he always wanted everyone around him to do better, right? That greatness was within him. You have to do more than you can ever ask or think. Just let your imagination run wild and then go do that. Tony Robbins says, why live an ordinary life when you can live an extraordinary life? The only thing keeping you from what you want is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't do what you want. Change your story, change your life. David Goggins demands us. Most people live at 40% of their potential. Get out of your own way and push harder. Be uncommon amongst common people. Do what other people are not willing to do. Brad Lee says it this way: success isn't for the lucky, it's for the relentless. Excuses don't make you money. They don't make you stronger, and they don't make you better. So drop the excuses now. And my favorite, Ed Milet, finishes it off by saying this. Wally will remember this. In a phone call one day, Wally, I was telling Wally something was going on, and he goes, "Are you asking me for permission?" You're a grown ass man. That's what Wally told me. Great. I'll never forget that, Wally. Stop waiting for permission. No one is coming to save you. Life is on you. The world needs the best version of you, not the watered down, weak, namby-pamby milquetoast version. Come on, man. What are we going to do with life? What are we going to do with life? I think we need to activate our greatness. I do, and you do too. If there's one thing you take away from today's episode, is this: greatness is already inside of you. Mike Murdoch said it this way, the Wisdom Keys guy. He said, everything you need to succeed is already within you. You just need to tap into it and activate it. It's our job to unleash the greatness within us. Your past doesn't define you. Your friends, they don't define you, but they certainly help you or bring you back down. Action creates success. Remember that. Emotion creates emotion. And the way that you act is the outer you that other people get to see. So if you want to be successful, maybe you need to do something like act successful, start speaking successful, start speaking from greatness, start acting on greatness. And then ask yourself this. And here's another little trick that I've learned from someone else years ago. So it's not fake it till you make it, because so many people say that. But when someone would come to me and say, I don't know how to do something, and I used to use this even on my children and other friends, when they would come to me and say, I don't know how to do that, I would say, okay, if you were a person who did know, what do you think that person would do? Right? And all of a sudden they would start thinking, well, if I were that person, I would probably do this, this, and this. And I'm like, see, it's in you. Stop using the excuse that you don't know, that you can't. I'm not big enough. I'm not great enough. I'm not smart enough. It's in there, right? When you start acting like the person who is great, if you start taking the actions of a person who does want to do better in life, when you start speaking along the lines of a person who does know what they're talking about, or what their dreams and goals are, you will find that that emotion comes up from within you. It wells up like a spring of knowledge and energy and power. And you start becoming the person that you're trying to say that you already are. Master your mindset, surround yourself with the right people. And most importantly, step up your game, because the world needs what each and every one of us have to offer. Now, go make today count. Stay motivated, stay strong, and I'll see you next week on Midweek Motivation Live. I love you guys. I still tell you all the time, I can't believe you come back to watch me each and every week. I appreciate it. There is greatness inside each and every one of us. We just need to act on it. Wouldn't it be great if everyone watching the show just went out today and started acting like they were great? I believe you are, and I believe you can, and I believe you will. Until next time, I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.